Hello everyone and welcome back to the channel. I just played this fantastic game against Hoss Van Horn, who is advertising this lobby as, let's see. Nope, not that. Oh, my bad. Replay. It's gonna show? No, I don't think it's gonna show me. The comments in the lobby were, 1v1 me, bro. I had red tiger camo in COD 4 beta. Alright, have your fake internet credentials. I'm still gonna beat you in a game of Magic, dude. So let's see, my opponent. I'm expecting competitive deck. Baral, Chief of Compliance. So Baral Storm Chief. I think currently competing with Jace Vern's Prodigy for the Blue Storm Commander of choice. I think Jace is still probably better for the High Tide combo and Flashback High Tide. But I guess Baral can have some legs. Instant sorceries cost less, spell ability counters, you get to loot. Fine by me. Expecting that it's going to be a storm build that wants to cast a lot in one turn with his ability, I'm going to play this keep this sphere resistance hand. Despite the fact that I don't have a third mana source for a Yisan, I think sphere might be good enough against my opponent. Furthermore, I have Viridian Corruptor plus Ultimate Tracker for the fight shenanigans, and late game I can go for a Fierce Empath if I need to. So I feel like this is a keepable hand. Alright, my opponent, I believe, keeps their 7 as well. I had to stop set on my upkeep for some reason. I'm going to try to jump through this as quickly as possible so you guys aren't unnecessarily waylaid. Lead off the Sakura Tribe Scout. They can mean turn to Yisan if I top deck land. Top deck Sylvan Library instead. Let's slam that. I don't attack. Make him think that I am going to put land in end of turn. Baral comes down. Alright, pick up the land that I would have liked. I'm going to take the 8 here. Baral is not the deck that's going to pressure my life total at all in any possibility I can see, because he makes you want to play lots of instants and sorceries in your deck. So that would mean that you're not playing creature heavy build with Baral. It's the one thing that you're not going to play with him. So I feel very comfortable taking 8 many turns in a row with Sylvan Library. You'll see how low I push myself. I'm going to ramp out a little bit, put Overmold Tracker down, and think about it, then slam the Sphere Resistance. I could have saved one of my mana for end of turn, I guess, or maybe try to bait a daze. So a little bit of a misplay there. And I talk about those little things because even in places where it doesn't matter, good practice makes good play. Find another land. I'm going to take 8 again. I'm going to try to push Yisan on here. I feel like it's going to be baited counterspell. And the only thing that really punishes me here is mana drain. So I'm just hoping that it's not mana drain. Memory Lapse. I'm going to put Yisan on top of my deck, and there's this weird thing. You'll see the Yisan popping up. Every time I gain priority, it shows me that Yisan is on top of my library. Interesting. I don't know if that's a feature or a bug of MTG. Not quite sure. Because I do have my commander thing popped, but that's right here. So, who knows? In for 1. Alright. So I'm going to take 8. Let's see, Whisperwood Elemental and Terrastodon were my draws. I would have liked to get land here, but Yisan's going to eat a Complicate. My opponent looted away a zombie last turn and is going to loot away Rune Snag this turn. And at this point, I think Hoss Van Horn is just digging for lands because they're stalled at 3. I am stalled as well, but I'm stalled at a higher value, which makes all the difference in the world. Wasteland comes down. I don't think opponent is incentivized to destroy my Whisperwood Lodge with that, seeing how hurt they are for mana. See, Oracle Strip Mine, and I give some thought here. I could put Strip Mine back on top, hoping that Oracle resolves and then play Strip Mine off the top. If Oracle doesn't resolve, I'm punished for that because I don't get a land drop this turn. Conversely, I could keep both, put Skull Clamp on top, which is terrible with Oracle. So if I keep Strip Mine, I might as well keep Skull Clamp. So I take 8, push myself down to 6 here. I'm definitely going to take the Oracle. So I'm going to push Oracle out first, hoping that I have land on top. What I should have done was Strip Mine, Island, go to main 2 to clear the mana out, and then hope that my opponent doesn't have a 3 mana counterspell. Keep in mind, it would be 4 mana, but then it reduces back down to 3 mana, or it goes down to 2 and then back up to 3, however you want to look at it. So I should have stripped an island first here, seeing that's my plan altogether. Even if I get land off Oracle, I can put the Strip Mine in with Sakura Tribe Scout. So I should have just used Sakura Tribe Scout first, put Strip Mine into play and Stripped Island, and kept both of my land drops in case Oracle resolved. So I push out a 5-mana Oracle here. My opponent's got 4-mana Counterspell. Rewind. Alright. Untap some lands. Loots away. Nothing. Oh no. Sorry. Billy hasn't resolved yet. Loots away Spell Crumple. Strip Mine one of their islands. They're going to Mystical Tutor in response. And I'm just going to ship the turn. And at this point, my plan is to block with Sakura Tribe Scout. Provided I keep my life total at 5 or higher, it gives me 1 additional draw at some point in this game with Sylvan Library. And my assumption is that they've been trying to hit me with Baral to try to reduce the amount of times that I can use Sylvan Library, even if it's just by 1. That could matter, especially when I'm down to 6 life at this point. They're going to activate their top. And I'm going to pitch Terrastodon here because I have the Umbral Elvish Archdruid combo if I ever find a way to, moment to deploy it. And the way that that's going to win me the game is I have Infinite Fights with Ulvenwall Tracker in play if that's still around by that point. Because I'm going to get rid of the Tribe Scout before. I'd no longer have double draw off Sylvan without taking a ton of damage, or like 80% of my life total. So Sakura Tribe Scout has outlived her usefulness. But if I have Elvish Archdruid Umbral, I can at some point generate infinite mana, which is Infinite Fights with Viridian Corruptor. And then I can infinitely buff Viridian Corruptor and attack for Infect or regular damage, however I so choose. Because I can fight everything out of the way and leave 1 creature able to attack, and then untap whatever creature that has been buffed massively, and then use that to attack with this interaction between the two of them. And, sorry, the tracker as well. So this is a combo that I see as myself ending the game at some point. They play a Sol Ring, and Baral gets in the red zone. I'm going to chump block here, just because I want to be able to preserve my life total as much as possible. I might not get another option to use Sakura Tribe Scout as a chump blocker, so might as well do it now. Sylvan Library, I see Dryad Arbor, Elvish Visionary. I picked the Dryad Arbor up, even though I could pick up the Visionary and then try to draw into the Arbor. I really want to slam some defenses this turn, and if I preserve or resolves, I have double blocks on Baral to take him off the board, and Baral will then cost 5, which the top helps, but it's a huge amount of mana. They forbid, and they're going to pitch away. They do not loot away their last card, so I'm going to slam Skull Clamp. Just to be mana efficient, I can put it into play this turn at least, and it's some other threat of card advantage for me. Think how many cards Sylvan Library has drawn me this game though. I've drawn 32, so that's 2. 24, that's 4. 16, that's 6, and then 6. Yeah, and then 6. That's 8 cards that it's drawn me, and my opponent's hit me twice. The 2 mana draw 8. Seems pretty fair. That's better than Time Twister, guys. Alright, Baral into the red zone. Chump with the Ulvenwall Tracker because I need this land, and I'm on this preserve my life total so I can Sylvan one more time if I need to. I see Visionary and Kamal and Teamer. That's fine. I'm going to push these 2 back. There's no sense in taking 4 off that. I can Visionary Dig if I need to, but this turn I want to try to slam Whisperwood Elemental, because if this resolves, I have an infinite stream of blockers for Baral. Furthermore, it removes the cards from Sylvan Library, which will be a Kamal, if you were paying attention, because I was put on top second. So it's the top card of my library. So I'll manifest Kamal Fist of Crozell into the battlefield, which is an amazing one. So then I could just leave my mana up. They tell them to go. They end their turn, opponent ends their turn, and I flip Kamal face up, untap, and overrun into my opponent. If I continue to manifest cards in a good way. They have Cryptic Command bouncing my Sphere Resistance, and I'm Their Mystical Tutor was for Dismiss, which they're floating on top of their library. My apologies. So I know about that, but my opponent only has 1 blue mana available after Dig Through Time, if they don't go and get a land off of it. So I'm feeling pretty good about my chances, even though I no longer have Sphere in play and their discount is online. My opponent into the red zone, pushes me down to 5. And this is what I was talking about. I still have that ability for Sylvan Library because I've been chumping Baral all this time. My opponent plays Dig through time, delves away a bunch of stuff, picks a land, and what do you got? Teferi. Wow, good hits. Untaps a bunch of things, and I get to go. I see Natural Order as my new card for this turn. I'm going to take that. That'll be useful later, is my plan. So I'm going to Viridian Corruptor. My opponent spins their top, and I could try to kill the top. They're just going to top draw in response, so it's best to just take off their mana here. Even though they have Teferi in play, I've sort of locked my opponent into using Teferi's +1. His -1 gets them a bunch of mana, but it doesn't get card advantage for them. And they're not going to outdraw me with Sylvan Library going. I have Elvish Visionary. I've drawn 8 cards with Sylvan Library. They're not going to win that race. So I'm going to slam the Sphere Resistance. I could have played, instead of Sphere Resistance, Elvish Archer here, or Elvish Visionary. I chose Sphere Resistance because I lose to most things that, like a random string of spells. And Sphere Resistance is the most preventative measure of that. And I'm in the don't lose department at this point. So I'm going to clamp up the Corruptor, just be mana efficient. It also blocks and kills Baral now if they attack. Baral, I'm not sure what the correct pronunciation is. My opponent, Teferi ups, makes mana, gets a Ristic Study, plays Ristic Study, ships the turn. I will always pay 1 for Ristic Study, even at this point in the game. You will not get card advantage off of it. Swing at Teferi, see if my opponent wants to chump. They do not take the trade. I'm going to play a 6 mana Natural Order. Pay 1 for the study. There's the 6. Draw these 2 off Skull Clamp, and I'll pull up the deck. All right, what do you think I'm going to get here? So I have a lot of choices. I pitched Terrastodon earlier, so I can't get that. Furthermore, I don't think Terrastodon is where I want to be against this board when I'm at only 5 life. I could get Acidic Slime and destroy the study or a land, but there is one card that is the most card advantage for me at this point. Give you a sec, pause the video. It is Woodland Bellower. The reason I get Woodland Bellower is because a certain 3 mana green creature in my deck, Reclamation Sage. So even though I could have gone to Rage Tournament and made an army of 2/2s, it doesn't really do me anything. It kills Teferi, but it doesn't give me the best clock in the world. I want Woodland Bellower because this will kill the study, and that's what's going to kneecap me the most. I'm winning the card advantage train, so if I can leverage my mana against my opponent as well, I'm going to be in the best shape possible. So I'm going to get the Sage, kill the study, remove the tax on me, equip up the Bellower for good mana efficiency. They top, they use Teferi, they top again, and scoop. So that red tiger camo did you very well, Hoss Van Horn. Very good match. It was definitely a threat playing against a Baral deck, but I think I did decently. I mean, look at the selection in this deck. Memory Lapse, Complicate, Forbid, Dig, Cryptic, Spell Crumple, Rewind, Rune Snag. Might be going a little bit too deep, I think, on the counters for value. I don't know if my opponent was playing a combo deck or just a control deck, but the complete lack of finishers in all of the cards that I saw seemed to not really do much. I don't know if you're playing for the opponent's scoops, but I'm playing to win the game, and I think I did a phenomenal job of that. All right, hope to see you all in the next one, and one of the other reasons that I wanted to include this was it's one of the games that I won without Yisan resolving ever and showing up on the battlefield, and I thought that was pretty cool. Alright, like I said, hope to see you on the next one. Don't forget to like, subscribe, and share the video to anyone you think might enjoy it. And let me know in the comments down below what plays you think I should have made, what plays you liked that I did, and any misplays that I made that I did not talk about. Alright, like always, see you in the next one.